Are you
Oh,
excited?
yeah, I think so. I'm always excited by games anyway that we play, and then if they have a little bit of extra spice to it, that's even better. Of course, there's a little bit of spice because the importance of the game for a start. Both teams need to get a result. Um, I'm going back there to see some good friends that I made over the years. Probably what was it, 8 years in total, maybe, from the first stint and the second stint. I had a great relationship with Darren Way and Terry Skiverton and the rest of the staff that were there. There's really only happy memories there. So when you drive into the car park and I see that AstroTurf pitch that they've got outside, we worked very hard to get that down and used it exclusively. So that was not quite a statue of me, but it's at least I left a bit of a legacy there.
Just going to say that, in a sense, it must be lovely for you because everywhere you still go there now. There's pictures of you everywhere. What that club achieved is basically down to what you've done there. So the legacy is everywhere. Great for you, but also, in a sense, quite tough for the people that've got to come in behind you because they're trying to, in a sense, move on from that.
Yeah, I think most managers that have come in after me the first time and after me the second time have brought down quite a few of those photos because I've still got them in my garage. And quite rightly so, because when you take over a club as a manager, you don't want the old managers holding the cup up and all the pictures of that success. The thing with Darren and Terry is they were a major part of that success, the first time and the second time. First time as players, second time as coach and assistant manager. So I'm looking forward to. I saw Darren in Dubai. We was on holiday and my son Darren, and we tried very hard not to talk about football. And Darren's a bit paranoid about giving anything away, so he just talked about kids and swimming pools and the sun and all that. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing them because they were very much a part of Yeovil's success.
So there's all those fond memories, but equally now, so they're trying to forge ahead on their own, and you're now, of course, you've already succeeded essentially in bringing this club up, but you're going back now with a different agenda, which is to do them over, I suppose, because that's what you want, in the nicest way.
In the nicest way, and I obviously want them to do well after Saturday and after we play them next. Because I still keep an eye on their results, I still keep an eye on Bristol City's results, obviously, for obvious reasons. But we're getting paid to do a job for the football club that pay us, and both managers will be doing all they can to win this game, of course. And if there's any one-upmanships out there to be had, I'm sure both of us are clever enough to use it if we need to, without being disrespectful, because I think both managers respect each other.
So you know what Darren's allergies are, so you can slip something in his pre-match tea or something.
I wouldn't do that. He's had enough problems over the years, hasn't he? And he's come through it. He's certainly come through adversity. Terry did as a manager. He did well when he was with Yeovil as a manager and kept him in divisions. And now Darren kept him in the division last year again. And whether they'll ever make the championship again, maybe all three of us would need to be together for that to happen, because it was a good team of people, not just us three actually. We had real good background staff and good support. Maybe getting to the championship was a bit of fun, but a step too far for the club. We couldn't quite adjust to the level of player that you had to pay to, and the squad that you needed that was big enough to sustain a championship place. And we nearly stayed in it, but we had some fun. And for Yeovil to be in the championship, albeit for one season, was a fantastic effort from everybody at the football club.
Because you didn't really want to go, you sort of thought that you might have been able to carry the adventure on.
No, I thought it was time. I was realising there was a lot going on with the development of the stadium that people wanted, and I felt that a lot of time, energy, and money was going into that, and maybe it could have gone into the football team. But there's always a time when, as a manager, you feel, well, I think it's about right now. I think there was still 17, 18 games to go. We talked about the future. I wasn't that happy with what might have been the future, and so I felt it was probably time for someone else to take over at Yeovil. I'd been there a little while, and as managers, you move on when you feel it's the right time to move on, because otherwise you don't want to be somewhere where you're not particularly enjoying at that stage. But since I've left, I still keep in touch with everybody there, and Mr. Fry still sends me texts wishing me well, and I wish him and his family well and all that sort of thing. But it was the right time.
People there, it's obviously a very small club, not too dissimilar in the sort of sense that to what you've got here. It's a pretty small town club with a pretty small but loyal support and a pretty small budget,
but say that small time,
and a small manager. Sorry, did I just say that?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But like you've got a chance here, haven't you, to sort of exceed expectations again, and that presumably is still the way you feel here now.
Yeah, I think every time you get a promotion, you've exceeded expectations because you've had to get out of the division that you was last in. Now, obviously, Yeovil had three promotions, was it? To get us into the championship. This was a promotion after a demotion, so that's even a better achievement, if you like. But you can see the ambience of the training ground, and the standards have raised here, and the board of directors are trying to raise the standards wherever we can, and that's what I like. If sometimes you can't do something, and if you understand that as a manager, then you just move on. Sometimes you have to fight a little bit harder as a manager to get something you really want, and then you hope that the board back you, and the Cheltenham board up till now have backed me, and backed the players we wanted in, and now we've got our promotion. Now we need to pay them back by having a good run early on before we get too far adrift. But we've still got high hopes of challenging with the top boys in this division.
Can you do a Yeovil here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether anyone's ever done a Yeovil. You're right. I think it's very similar. That's your aim. Of course, that's your aim. And we had a very unique group of players there, personality-wise, and I think I've got that here. So that gives you at least a chance, because you've got lads that want to earn a living and not nick a living. And I'm nicking that saying back off Lee, because he keeps mentioning it. Like he uses a lot of my sayings. He's doing very well actually, but anyway, that's another thing. So I'm happy, and things are good, and it's been a good summer. Nothing that 3 points on Saturday won't put nicely right.